What is she doing? Is that what you're all wondering? We're going to plant some seeds from squash. Don't your zucchini look like this? Mine does. After 2 years. Now, do you know what kind of squash this is? Or what kind they are? Oh, it exploded. Well, you know what? Your guess is as good as mine, but I have something exciting to show you today. And I think you may learn something from this. So let's get right into this. Hi, everybody. It's Robbie from Southern California. I'm going to show you something that you probably have never seen before. At least I have seen it, but I don't think I've ever shared this with you. And we're going to get these measuring tapes out, guys, and we're going to measure this because this is something I want to prove and debunk a lot of stuff that we've heard. How many of you have heard you've got to go ahead and plant the seeds only 3 times the size of the seed or 2 times the size of the seed or whatever? They come up with all this stuff. Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to show you here seeds that were planted 100 times deeper, or maybe even deeper than that. We're going to measure it. We're going to get them out of there. I'm going to show you that when the seeds are great and they want to grow, they're going to grow. And we have to be really careful on what we want to grow and what we don't want to grow. This I didn't want to grow. So let me show you what's in here. I think this squash is 2 years old. I put a bunch of stuff in this tote that I was going to compost. I think it got buried and I forgot to compost it. I was going to compost some old ice cream cones. This is just onion seeds. They're too old. I was going to compost this. I have no idea what this is. Do you see this? This is zucchini. I'm not sure. It could be a type of zucchini. I don't know. It could be a spaghetti squash. Obviously, this is not zucchini, but it is a squash. This zucchini decided to shrivel up. Anyway, as you can see, all they did was dry up. But guess what's alive inside? The seeds are still there. And I composted some of these already. I broke them apart and I put them way down in the tote. Why? Because I'm planting pure zucchini in there, Black Beauty, and I wanted to make sure that's what grew. But I buried these deep, thinking it's old and a little moldy and it's not going to grow. These are eager to grow. They grew here. And a lot of the seeds, it's not going to be 100%, but a lot of them that ended up growing here that want to grow would be the best seeds to save. The only problem is they may not be pure zucchini. They might have been hybridized with, who knows, something else. Look at this. It's not a gourd because they're too thin. See, gourds have a harder skin on it when they dry, so you can make bird houses and stuff out of it. But these dry like gourds. So let's walk over there and let me show you what happened. Because this has only been less than a week. And this was a surprise to me. Now this could be a little difficult, but here's what's going on. Let me get you in here. I want to leave the tool on. These are some cucumbers that I planted in here the other day. And I did this as starts, but I started the cucumbers from seed. But these I did not plant. These were composted in there, and those were the squash. I put them way down. Let me show you how far down. Let's move you over here for a minute. And let me scoot you down. No more, more and more. Okay. I put a lot of wood chips and bark and stuff on the bottom. Then from here to here, I went ahead and composted and I used the seeds. And then from here to here, I used soil from other totes. So they're buried way down there. And how deep is that? I mean, you don't bury seeds to grow, what, 8 inches deep, because I put them way on the bottom, as far down, maybe even a little lower, because I wanted to make sure they would not grow. So let's say a good 8 inches. Let's take a look at them and let's pull some of them up, because I already pulled a couple up. Let's pull some of these out so you can see them. Okay, I'm going to try to get in here without knocking everything over. I don't want to take it all apart. I'll take a little bit apart so I can get in there a little bit better. I'm just lazy. Okay, let's see if I can do this without getting my head in there. We're gonna start digging here. Oh, there's some, oh boy, they pushed their way to the top. Can you see that? I want to make sure you can see that before I've dug them out completely, and I can't get you any more than that. Still trying to move everything out of the way. No way I can do that. All right, let me keep trying. Hold on, because I want you to see this, because I think this will have less stress for you. I can wrap it this way, actually, and this will keep the tool out of the shot and keep everything still intact. All right, here we go. Now, if a few of them come up, I might leave them, but I want you to see this. Oh boy, look at all the seeds. I had no idea these seeds were going to grow. So I'm going to yank as because we won't be able to get as far down as I want. There we go. I want you to see this. Look at this. Do you see how long this? Here's the seed came here, and then it's coming to the. Ah, it's coming to this. Hold on. I'm gonna move that. My flag is getting in the way, and I'm one-handed because I'm holding the cam. Hold on. I'm holding the camera and the flag at the same time. There we go. I want you to see how far up they're coming. The seed was down there. Where is my measuring tape? Then you'll know how far up the squash seed came. We're talking, pull it up a little bit. That's where it is. What did I tell you? I buried them 8 inches. That seed down there went 8 inches. Now, what did they tell you? If you bury it too much, they won't grow. I'll tell you something. There's been a lot of seeds I have bought from the store that have not grown. I've got a whole bunch I picked up. I'm not going to mention their name. They start with an L. And I bought a bunch of seed packets from them. And when I brought them home, none of them have grown. I don't know if their seeds got damp, where they stored them. I don't understand. Sometimes it is not your fault. Now, these seeds have been sitting here, I'm going to guess, for about 2 years. That's why they dried out so much. And when I found them, I planted them. Look at that. If some of them, when I cover it back, I would only want one in here anyways. Make it. I might, out of curiosity, let them go, but I wanted you to see that. And this is how I've grown other squash in the past. I've composted a lot of my old stuff towards the bottom, almost on the very bottom, and they've come up. So I don't want you to worry if you like, how deep do I plant my seeds? When your seeds want to grow, they're going to travel and they know which way is up and they're going to come up. And I think this was important for all of us to see. And it's not just this one. Like I said, I pulled some out earlier. I could replant this somewhere. Look how deep I've got to make the hole. But isn't that something? Look how healthy and beautiful this plant looks. Really sad. I should find a place for it. And with them, I can bury it back. And what I could do here, because I really want my cucumbers, is I could go ahead and let the strongest ones survive and compost the rest, but I wanted you to see that. 8 inches. Can you see that? 8 inches, guys. This is unreal. Almost 9. I mean, if you went to the top, yeah, let's say 8 inches. That's just amazing. And if it was deeper, I'm going to guarantee you something. This thing could have gone 12 inches without a doubt. So I hope you saw something today that you haven't seen before, because I think that's just fascinating. And, for now, look at them. They're going to just come up. I'm not hoping anything. Maybe I'll compost a few other ones, but my goal in here is to get the cucumbers to take off. And they're starting. See the new leaves? How beautiful. I planted them, just like I said, not long ago. And the first thing a plant does when you first transplant them is they establish their root system. Once their root system gets established, and that could take 3, 4 days, it could take 2 weeks. Once they've got that, then they just take off and they'll go crazy. But that is my goal. But I figured in case something happens to them, maybe I will leave one squash. Maybe I'll leave them. I'll tell you another thing I've done with these. They've come up all different places before when I've done this, and I literally have grabbed them because once they start coming up and they develop into a really nice plant, I can grab them out and then transplant them at that point. They look like they're dead. You plant them, they droop, they look terrible. And then all of a sudden, within 2 days, they spring up and they take off and grow. So I believe this one was a long one. It looked like a dried out zucchini, and maybe I will move them around later, but I wanted to share that with you. Let me back up. My flag is waving all over the place, and I can put that back. The sun just went down right now, but I want to make sure, just for the cucumbers, that the cucumbers get a really good start. This irrigation tubing is just amazing. You can do so much with it, and you can just move it around, and literally it costs less than 10 cents a foot. The bigger the roll, the cheaper it is. They sell it real cheap. So anyways, that's what I wanted to share with you. Let me turn around for a minute. Hold on. I thought you might get a kick out of that. And I thought, this morning I was working in here and I moved two over there. I don't know why I moved them, but I did. I should have just composted it. And then I was thinking the sun was going down. This is something I did want to share with you. Don't worry when you're planting your peas and different plants and seeds and thinking, oh my gosh, did I bury it too deep? If it's a good viable seed, it's going to make its way up. Now, I would not plant it 8 inches underground, but if you put an inch of soil on top, don't worry about it. It's gonna make it. It's gonna grow as long as the seed is good. I hope you enjoyed this. This is a lot of fun, but I probably really should not try to save a bunch of plants. I really should compost it, but I'll give it a few more days, see how the cucumbers do, and as long as they continue to grow, then I might pull them out. And maybe I've done this before. I've gone along the wall where I haven't had time to plant and I've moved stuff like this. And then I end up with all these cool squash. They don't always look like zucchini because if they hybridize, they could be long, they could be yellow, they could be round, they could be oblong. But you know what? I've never had one taste bad. If you ever have a squash that tastes really bad, you cut it open and it's bitter, it could cause problems, throw that out. I always taste my squash. When it comes to zucchini and hybrid squash, I always taste it raw. And as long as it tastes good, sweet, bland, even, it's good to go. Anything strong and bitter, toss it out. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you got a kick out of this or not, and if you want to see more stuff like this. So with that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. And don't forget, if you want to put Tulle around anything, check it in the description that I typed out. You'll see a link. This will take you to eBay. And she still has this for like $9 and change. This Tulle is fantastic. And I won't be throwing this away. I will be taking it off and using it. This is keeping squirrels out. So when the squirrels jump up, they get their nails stuck and they just fall to the ground and they take off. They don't want to deal with it. Then this is just an old Halloween flag on the irrigation tubing that I strung up here. And this is giving the plants just a little bit of shade. That's all I want, including these visors that you can go ahead and get that. I got this at Dollar Tree. It's for $1.25. And these sun visors for the cars, they last a long time. They're designed to be in a hot car, so it will shade your plants. Now, once they take off really good and they get size, I'll probably take them off. If they're not on the way, I might leave them. I'll see how it goes. But this will give your plants a good start. So I hope I gave you some suggestions. And in July, remember, you can still get a lot of your squash growing and cucumbers because you want to rotate them out. If you already planted cucumbers and they're starting to fizzle out and they're not throwing a lot of new cukes out of them anymore, then go ahead and start planting new seeds. I've got seeds growing now, all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to be continuing to plant as long as I can until the weather gets bad. So with that, have a wonderful day and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness, that's just too many. I wonder where I can plant another dozen or two. Oh, there's a bunny. There's so many rabbits around here. Bye-bye.